Hello guys, welcome back to the True Colours YouTube channel. It has been a hot minute since I posted on here, and when I say a hot minute I mean like a year. What can I say? Running a business has kept me very busy, but I do want to do some more videos where I show you guys like some behind the scenes stuff and some more like design process and just generally like my life and what I do as a business owner. So today we are filming a little bit of content for these patchwork flares that I made. Hang on, let me just tilt you down a little bit. What a horrible angle. It's really hard to show you on the camera. So I'm just doing a little bit of content in the patchwork flares that I made, which, so speaking of being busy, I bought this fabric in November last year and it's now August and I've literally finally had the chance to make them, and to be honest I had to split it over like 2 months of just me like occasionally coming in here and sewing and like doing stuff like that. So I think it's like my new resolution is to make more time for sewing and designing, and doing YouTube videos and showing you guys the process is definitely going to keep me accountable. And the reason I haven't been doing it is not because I don't want to, it's because I've been so tied up with obviously my business has grown quite exponentially and I'm still doing everything, so I just find myself doing a lot of admin and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be able to manage that a little bit better. So let's head into my little content room, which little being the key word. This room is so unbelievably small. If you were to like rent out this house, you could probably barely fit a single bed in this room. It's so funny. I had to get a specific lens for my camera, which is down here, to make it able to like, and I have to stand like really far against this back wall, and then my camera is down here. And it's like literally the smallest room. Like, this is it. It's so tiny. Anyway, it works. It's perfect. But we are going to look at a new rental property this afternoon, because this room, beautiful as she may be thanks to me, doesn't have any aircon. The whole house doesn't have any aircon, and it's like an old, very old Queenslander, and it's quite small as well. Like super old property. So for me in summer, trying to do content in here, and also my sewing room, which I'll show you, which are by far the two nicest rooms in the house. The rest of the house is like not cute. So this is my sewing room, and I feel like sometimes it looks quite big on video, but I think it's only like 2.8 by 3. It's a bit of a mess right now, as you can see. So yeah, this is my little sewing space, and this is also like where I do my get ready videos, which you guys will see. And then this is the content room. Again, a mess. This is what it's like when I'm like in the middle of doing stuff. So yeah, we're going to look at a property this afternoon, and it is, I think, double the price of what we're paying here, because here we're renting off people we know, so the price is quite good. But it's just not suitable for us, and like I think if I have to work and try and do content all the way through summer with no aircon, even just living here with no aircon, sleeping and all of that is nightmare. But if you're spending like 99% of your time at home like I do, it needs to be a lot better. And I'm also like renting out like photo shoot spaces, and every time I do that it's like $800, and I'm having to do that quite often because obviously I've got new stuff coming out all the time. So I mean, if we had a slightly nicer house, then we probably wouldn't have to do that all the time. I could do that like maybe for a big collection drop. Anyway, so I'll let you know how that goes. Like, I think we've already put an application in, but we're going to officially go see it this afternoon, which I'm very excited for. Alright, and we're finished filming the content for the Blue Jean Baby in less than an hour, which is good. And then I just have to upload that onto my computer, edit it, and then I can reveal it to you guys. I know you guys are going to be so excited for a patchwork set, because I always say I'm going to do them and I just never have time. So this will be the only one this year, I think. Unfortunately, just with moving, I've got a couple of trips coming up and stuff, so yes, this one is extra special, and I've literally had the idea for this for so long, and it's fucking insane. So yeah, time to, like, I'm literally sweating right now, and it's only September, like it's not even summer yet, and I'm like, can't take any more videos because my face is sweating. Yes, so edit those videos, and then I'm going to start doing some sewing. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. We are in my sewing room and we're going to work on some patterns, which I don't think I can explain to you how freaking excited I am, because I just have no time ever to work on new designs. And I worked super hard in the last couple of weeks to do content and everything for everything coming out. So I actually have time in the next couple of days. I can't even explain to you like the joy it brings me to be able to just put on my TV show and work on these designs. What I'm working on is this little like hood. So a few people have mentioned to me doing like a hood, a detachable hood. So like, I don't know, you've got your cute little rave outfit and then you have a little hood, which would be super cute. And there's a few ways I've like thought about doing it, and the way that, sorry, this car. The way that most rave brands have done it is like just done the hood part and then like a little chain or something in between here, which is cute. But for me, I know I'm not going to want to have that hood on all day. And then if I take it off, I feel like I'm going to have a chain, and then that's going to be choking me, and then I'm going to have to put it in my bag. And then I'm not going to want to put it back on. So I wanted to do one that is like, you can just have it on, you can flick it up, flick it down, and it's not going to like bother you when it's off. So essentially it's just like a hood with like a little like gathered bit here, not like a full thing. And basically means it can go with any outfit. So this is the first draft. So I like to sometimes just get a pattern, like just a good pattern block to start with. Far out, that pattern was so confusing though. It's such a simple thing and literally the worst directions ever. So this is what I've started with. I haven't sewed up the bottom part because I was like, I already know this is not quite right, which is fine. Basically it just has like this little cowl neck vibe, but for me this hood is like way too small, because I feel like I can barely see out of it, and I wanted it to be like quite big and open. I'm trying to figure out where we've gone wrong here. And I think just generally the whole hood needs to be made bigger, so I'm going to extend the pattern like up here and around here. I've laid it next to some hoods that I have as well, and I think maybe just making this part a bit more open as well, so like not crossing it over as much. So then this is like quite wide like it would be for a hoodie, so I may even need to extend that part out, but I just don't want it to be too crazy. So as far as the house goes, just while I'm about to start drafting my pattern, we went and had a look at it, and it was so nice, exactly what we're looking for. We are the first people to get our application in, so I'm guessing they have to wait for a few other people to apply as well, which they will. There was like so many people. And then I hopefully should know by the end of the week whether we're getting a new house, which I really, really hope we are. So yes, I will keep everyone updated.
Selling, I'm not interested. We're not selling, we're collecting.
Okay, so I think I've got this bottom part like right, but this is definitely too far forward. So that inch that I added, now that I've like added the side bit, I don't think I want this in the front here, so that needs to come back a little bit. But I like this. This is cute. And then you can just like have it like that and flip it on and off. So otherwise it's just weird to kind of have around your neck. Guess what? I'm back. It's a few days later, and I thought I would give you a little update on the pattern designing that I'm doing, because I'm working on something I have wanted to work on for ages now. And it's taken me a few goes to kind of get it right. I'm still not at the finished result. So I thought I would just show you kind of where I started from and what I'm up to. Don't judge based on this, by the way. I wanted to do like, so what I wanted to do was like a really cute little pair of bloomers, like these ones. You've probably seen me wear these in a couple of styling videos, but they're super comfortable and just really cute. These are just from AliExpress, and they're like super cheaply made. It's a really cheap, like the cheapest material you can possibly buy, and like not very nice lace, but still really cute. Like I do like them. They're quite a good fit. They fit nice and high-waisted. So I do like these, and I'm kind of trying to emulate this sort of vibe, but with much nicer material. So I started with a pattern that I found on Etsy for just a basic pair of bloomers, because I'm pretty confident that I can do the ruffling myself and work out the maths on that. So I bought this pattern off Etsy. I was like, yeah, that'll be good. Like, this looks like it'll be a good rough idea of bloomers. To be fair, I did already take some length and width off of these bloomers, and this is the smallest size. And I believe these are the first pair, or maybe these are. Yes, these are the first pair. So I'm going to try them on so you guys can see. Okay, slay. Yes. Work. So obviously that is a no-go. They're huge. And that's with me, like, when I downloaded the pattern, I printed it out. I was like, man, these are going to be huge. And I already took, like, this much off the bottom and this much off the side. And then I was like, okay, let me just play with this a little bit. And then we got draft number 2, because all I have to do is get this, like, first I have to get the base pattern right, which is this part. So these are slightly better, but still not quite right. And then I realised I'd actually taken a little bit too much off the top here. So they kind of fit a bit weird and like kind of too tight across the back here. And these are kind of what I've ended up with as like my last base pattern. However, I will say that I did make the elastic on the legs a little bit too tight, so I won't be doing that on my next draft that I'm currently working on. So now this is where I'm at with this current pattern. I've never worked with stretch lace before, so this is literally my first time doing lace. And this is my first time kind of attaching ruffles this way. Like, I'm used to attaching ruffles like where you attach it at the seam, whereas this is like stitched on to the fabric. So definitely some new sewing skills learned from me. So this first one I was just kind of testing that ruffling, and I didn't want to waste any stretch lace. But that second one, you can see I've put the lace, which is going to be super cute. Obviously not in this colour. This is just what I could get quickly. So I'm pretty sure these are still not going to be quite right, but I do have to finish this one so that I can try it on and then make any adjustments and make another one. So this here is one ruffle, which I've actually already sewn the lace onto. Can you believe how long these are? I use so much fabric. So that's one ruffle, and then I've sewed that on and stitched the lace down so that'll lay flat. And then we have to sew 2 long strips and then hand gather this strip, which is what I'm about to do. So I've got my sewing machine set up here on my cutting table, which is super annoying to have it set up this way. This room is just not really ideal for what I need. We did apply for a house, and they took our application, and it's currently with the owners, and they're taking a sweet ass time getting back to me. But fingers crossed, on Monday I should know whether we're approved for that house, and I'll be so excited because it'll be such an upgrade from this place, which will be very nice.
These are their stories.
Alright guys, we have draft number 5. So definitely still not perfect yet, but it's good to like give me an idea of what I need to do on the next one. So obviously we need to add the lace on every layer. I didn't have the lace on the first layer, so then I just added it going forward. But look how fucking cute. And then I just need to tighten this at the top a little bit because it's a little bit loose. The bottom layer is going to have the lace as well, and then you can see this ruffle layer is slightly tight in the back here because I'm a big ass. No, I'm joking, I don't have a big bum, but it needs a little bit more space so it doesn't pinch in here. So we're going to add some length in that ruffle. So we're going to go to draft number 6. I think I only showed you a couple of the drafts because one of them I just had to throw away because I fucked it up. So also draft number 6, we're making in a velvet fabric because I want to do these. I can get my own custom velvet printed, and I just feel like velvet bloomers are just like, oh, they have such a nice feel to them. Because I've got a couple of pairs and those ones are super nice. And it's like a stretch velvet. So I'm going to test that and test like obviously those couple of changes that I've made. And then I should have to make another final pair just to send to the manufacturer. Fingers crossed if this next one is right. But oh, I've wanted to make these for so long, so I'm so excited. Okay, we're back. And we are still working on this bloomer pattern. I think it's literally been like probably 3 or 4 weeks since I spoke to you last. Very typical for me because I've been working on the It Girl drop. Lots of content, lots of editing, lots of computer work. So I haven't been anywhere near my sewing room for ages, unfortunately. However, I did make that next prototype in the velvet, I think the day after I spoke to you last. So I'm going to show you those, but they are not right. Surprisingly, the velvet is like, it's a really thick material, and I made the pattern really like fluffy, so they look really nice and fluffy in the lycra, but in the velvet they're just like too bulky, I feel like. I mean, like, but now that I've tried both on, I'm like, I know which ones I prefer, and it's not the velvety ones. The colours are really cute, but I'll show you what they look like. So that's what they look like in the like velvet. Obviously you have to imagine it has like a cute top. They're just not sitting as well as the other ones were. I didn't bother adding the bows and stuff because they're obviously not right. I'm not going to waste materials. The top still needs to be slightly tighter, and they're just like really like, I don't know, like cute, but they're just not sitting as well here. Like it's just not, no, I don't like it. So what I'm going to do is just make a final prototype in the lycra, because I did make some adjustments from the first lycra pattern to this pattern. So hopefully we're going to be on the final prototype, because I really want to get this sent off before I move house. So I'm about to make the hopefully very last prototype of these, because I really want to get that sent off to the manufacturer before we move house. So after I finish doing this, I'm going to pack up this whole room, and then we're going to get it all into the new house, and I'm going to be in a sewing room that is 3 times the size of this, thank God. Because this one is just super tiny, and I have to have my getting ready stuff in here, so I just have like this space and this space, which is like, if you're sewing takes up a lot of room, and you need to be able to lay stuff out, lay patterns out, lay fabric out, and not have to constantly move things around. And like having my like straight stitch machine there is less than ideal. It's super annoying, and obviously right now I've got so much crap in the way. So yeah, let's get into it, and we're gonna make the last pair. Fingers crossed it's the last pair. They're the most annoying thing to make. All the like ruffling and gathering takes forever. So we're gonna make the last pair in this again, because I'm pretty sure it's the only fabric I have enough of, except for I put them away. But I have these other new fabrics. The hard thing is like, I don't want to use new like good fabrics, because I send these to the manufacturer and then I never see them again. So it's so hard, because I need to make them in something that I think is cute. Otherwise it's hard for me to like picture the final product being cute. But then at the same time, like, you don't want to use your really good fabrics and then like never see it again. It's a dilemma. Anyway, we're going to use this. This is really cute, but like I'm okay to use this one. I know one of the things that I did on that last one was I added some length to the ruffle on that bottom ruffle, because it was just like, not like the top 2 were perfect, and then that bottom one I just wanted it to be a little bit more gathered. And I know I added like a specific amount, but do you think I wrote that down? No. And it's been so long since I've sewn that pair that I had to like try and use my measuring tape to like measure the ruffle, which is really hard once it's all like gathered up. Anyway, I've done that, and I made myself make a pattern for it straight away. So, because I know if I move house and I do all that, I'm going to forget again. So now I've just made myself a little pattern here for that. And we're going to cut that out, and then we can start making them. So check this out. That is just enough fabric for my bottom layer. So there's 2 layers of fabric here. So that's doubled over, and that'll use all of that, and then the same on the underside, and then I'll have another ruffle here, another ruffle here, and then I'll have just enough to double over those shorts. That'll use all of this fabric and the underside. And I feel like that's pretty surprising, considering usually the shorts will look quite small and like ruffled and cute. So it can be deceiving how much fabric things use, and people do love to say things like, oh, well, it only uses this much fabric, it uses a little bit of fabric, it should be cheaper. But they do tend to use more fabric than people realise, especially anything with ruffles on it. Not to mention, obviously, there's a lot more to consider than just how much it costs to make and fabric consumption. There's, you know, endless fees that you pay for having a website and using Afterpay and PayPal and all of those things, and then I got to pay an accountant, and I have to pay a bookkeeper, and I have to pay for paid ads, and I have to pay for marketing. all of these things are factored into the cost of making things, and obviously I need to be able to, buy food and pay rent, and we are aiming to make a profit here, even if it's not a massive profit. Otherwise, I can't continue to make cute things for you guys, and that would be really sad. And I actually don't factor in any of the time that I spend making these. Obviously, right now I'm using 5 meters of fabric, which cost me money. I've already used 3 of something else. I bought lace, and those little bloomers, I'll probably just donate them to an op shop because they're not quite right. So yeah, you use a lot of materials just, coming up with a pattern, not to mention all the time that I put in, and I actually don't factor that into the cost because it would just jack the price up so much, because you spend so much time doing it. And I enjoy making my own pieces, and I tend to use a design quite a lot. So then over time, I just try and hope that that pays off the time that I put into making it. So anyway, speaking of time, I need to get into this and make these. So we're using this pink lace, even though it does not match this fabric. Red would have been better. But I do have white lace, but it's like slightly thicker, and like I want the manufacturer to find one that's like this width because this is perfect. And if I give them like a slightly thicker one, they'll probably try and find one that's like that, and that's not what I want. So, and like I'll never see these again, so I don't really care if it's mismatched. And I feel like for some reason I thought the pink kind of looked cute. So I just remembered why I wasn't going to use the pink lace is because I don't have enough of it, which I only realised once I started sewing it on, which is very annoying. But luckily I didn't get very far before I realised. So I was like, that doesn't look like a lot of lace. Correct. So I had to cut a new piece of this. So it looks like we are going to use that one. Put the lace onto the bottom of the shorts. These are going to be so cute. Also put the lace on the bottom here, so you can see it sits up like that, which is exactly why we need to stitch that down so it'll sit like that. And then I also did the rolled hem at the top, which gives us like such a nice little finished look. And we're going to do that on my sewing machine. This is a new sewing machine. My last one that I've had, literally my mum gave it to me like a million years ago. That one, the stitching was like, the tension was fucked on it, so I had to get a new one. And I'm moving, obviously, and moving's really expensive, and so I was like, I'll just get one off Marketplace. I got this one, it was only $60, and because I didn't pay very much for it, now I'm just paying with my sanity because this one is terrible. So if you're, especially if it's for your business, just invest in the good thing, because this has made my life so much harder, especially trying to make these, because it needs to do a really long straight line, which you would think would be easy, but apparently it's not. So as soon as I am able to, I will be upgrading this machine. So let's just say a quick prayer that it does not give me issues today. And let's sew these. So we're finally at the stage where I can actually start putting the shorts together. The little bloomers. So this is the shorts part, and then we've got 3 of these ruffles, and this is the worst part because you have to hand gather this part. So you basically just have to pull on the strings and like make it do a ruffle, and you've got to get it even, and that will ruffle all the way across to there, and then you've got to do 3 of those. Very time consuming, but worth it. I do love a ruffle. Very, very cute. So we're gonna do that now. So you just pull on those top 2 threads, and then you start to just, I want to pull it with both of them. Pull it, and then that's going to very slowly start to do your ruffle. So I just like push it down.
You know what, speaking of which, let's check in on...
Alright guys, I finished the bloomers, and the bloomers are really, really good. I'm happy with them. So I don't know how many tries that took me, but quite a few. This is my final pattern. I feel like they'll be better with like a slightly shorter lace, because I feel like they do, like, it's only like a mil or 2, but it does make a big difference. So they are like ridiculously cute. And then I'm kind of like working on a top that would go with them, and you kind of want like that frilly, lacy vibe. However, this top is still not quite right. I like the idea of it, and like see how it's like a bit frilly at the back there. However, this here underneath, obviously you guys know I use custom printed fabrics. So the underside here is white, and I know it's not like poking up, but like I don't like the idea of being able to see that. And I was working on, I hardly ever show you guys this, but this was total failure. So I thought it would be really fun to do some kind of like ruffled sleeve, because I feel like they need something, like when you have something really flippy like this, you almost want something to like balance it out. So I was like, I'll do like a little sleeve with a ruffle on it, but this just looks crazy. And all of you guys have said that you prefer like the full arm sleeve, so I was like, I'll just do like something like that. But it looks kind of funny. I feel like what would go with this would be like one of those tops that's like kind of off the shoulder with like a little ruffle. That would be so cute, a little bow here or something. But now that I'm looking at it in the viewfinder, it doesn't look as mental when it's got this on it, but I just feel like it's just not quite right. Like I don't know who's gonna buy this. If you would buy this, let me know. I feel like I would put like a little bow here as well. But I feel like this part here is quite long and it's a little bit like messy. That's the seam there. So I feel like maybe if I shortened this, but I just don't know if I love the idea. I was thinking it would be cute to do like this lace. So have the lace just here, like flat, and then lace at the top. That would be cute. And maybe not like in a ruffle, so it just had like the lace here, lace there, so then that would kind of tie it in. You could still put a bow at the top, which would give that little fluff. This is just really full on, like, I don't know, it's just not for me. And the top, there's just something off about it. I'm not sure what it is yet. I feel like it needs something here to balance out this, and it's just like slightly too, like it needs to lift up a little bit more. And I need to pack up the house now, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to come back to this. But the whole point of this video was to get these done, and that I have done. That is definitely the hardest part because of all the ruffling and all of that. So I'm very happy with those. I think I'm actually gonna wear some kind of outfit of this for, I don't know, probably Nobu, not Wildlands. I think Wildlands are making another custom outfit for myself. So I've got 2 festivals at the end of the year in Perth. So I think I'm going to make some kind of version of these for sure. These took me all day yesterday to make, and then today I've spent, I think, 3 hours in here now doing this and this. And I'm going to show you something else as well, because you guys are going to laugh. Yesterday I was like, fuck yeah, I'm on such a roll. I was like, had the idea for this top, I was making it, like gathering these little bits, like the little frilly sleeve bits. And then I started sewing it together, and it was being really confusing, especially at the end of the day. And there's, again, no aircon in here, so I was sweating. I was like, I just need to get it done. And I like sewed it, but this is like the bottom of the back. Like I don't even know how I messed this up this badly, but, and there's no, like, once you make this mistake and you've sewn it all together, you basically just have to. So that was very frustrating, and I decided to leave my room immediately after that because I was sweating. Yeah, so that's our little progress. Still a little while away from having these. I'm hoping I can get this pattern sent off to the manufacturer by the time I go away to America, because I'm going away to America in less than a month. So yeah, fingers crossed I can get it done by then. Have lots of new patterns. My sister's working on some new designs as well. To send off to them, because I want to have some really cool stuff next year, new stuff, because we like to mix it up and keep it interesting, and these little bloomers are so freaking cute. With that, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys liked seeing a little bit of the behind the scenes of the design process. If you did, I'll try and do another one when I've finally finished this little outfit, and comment below if you have any ideas of like the kind of top that you would like to see with this. Like, obviously I love wearing a little t-shirt with bloomers, like a little baby tee or something, and I already have a pattern for that, so I haven't released it yet, but it will be coming out. And I guess I will talk to you in the next one.